Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Zenith. We will be making our presentation based on SDG 10. What does a team name mean? It is attaining the highest societal equality, which is equal representation for everyone. So these are our team members. So what is SDG? SDG are set of goals which was adopted by United Nations Organization in the year 2015 for a social, economical and environmental sustainability. And what does RSDG 10 reduced inequality mean? So reduced inequality means providing equal opportunity and representation for every individual in the society. So the main four goals of this SDG is reducing economical inequality, promoting social, economical and political inclusion, and addressing the inequalities between countries. And now I hand over to Sai Murli.
Hello everyone, this is Sai Murli. I am here to explain about the story Kabuliwala, written by the author Rabindranath Tagore. Let's first talk about the characters in this story. It involves about four characters. Rahmat, he is the main character of the story and hero of the story. He is a Kabuliwala, he is known as the Kabuliwala. He is Afghan, he is from Afghan. He is a dry fruit seller. Next comes Winnie. He is very talkative and a young 5-year-old girl. His father, her father, the narrator of this story, the narrator, is very creative and open-minded, always a creative person. Next comes Winnie's mother. She is very scared of her surroundings and always not trusting everyone and a doubtable person. Now let's come to the summary of the story. Rahmat is an Afghan. He comes to India for selling dry fruits. There he met Minnie, a talkative girl who resembles his daughter in his Afghan, the same here. So they got a both kind of beautiful connection between them. So they both have a good connection. They reflected their joy and everything, they got it. After years, Ramat got a conflict due to the debit. So he killed a guy and gone to jail for 8 years. Gone to jail for 8 years. After his return, he was shocked to see Minnie, who is a married girl now. He's about to get married now. He was very shocked that Minnie can't recognize him now. Also, he now recognized that how old that his daughter would be in that age. So he is very worried about this. At last, the narrator, Minnie's father, gave him some money to go to his hometown. Now let's come to the connection with the SDGs. At first, without any social or cultural inequality, they both, Rahmat and Minnie, but they both share their joy and happiness, which reduces the inequality, social and economic barriers. Next comes the humanizing the others. Here, the readers humanizes everyone by creating the emotions between humans and which connects all of them together and reduces the inequality. At last, the conclusion. This story is not only about a moral story between Rahmat and Minnie. It also tells about the message between how social inequalities are reduced through the social emotion and love between people. Thank you.
Now I'm going to speak on the Taipan, which is written by Summers Magam. First, the author. He is a playwright and he is born in Paris, and he's a medical experienced person, and he writes short stories, and he talks on about human emotions, duty, and moral rights. Next, introducing on the story The Taiping it was a story from the period of China, during the period of British colonial rule in China, and the theme is on arrogance and the isolation between the Chinese society, which led to the Taiping's fear and injustice of the social society. Next, the relation between the Taiping and SDG-10 is that there was a lot of colonial divide between that era, which led to a lot of injustice of social and economic inequality. And because of that, the Taiping had to face a lot of terrors that led to his death at the end. Now, on the overview of the characters is the Taiping, which is the main lead, who is a British trader, and he is very self-centered person. Then comes the coolies, who are the workers from these Chinese societies and the local workers. And in the community of colonies are like a group of members who are arrogant and have racial disagreement and prejudice between the whole group. Next comes the summary, that is, we get to know that the Taiping, who was a British trader and had a lot of power in the colonial era, he tried to flee and escape from China because his fear of dying in this foreign land was not which he wanted, but while he was going to escape, he ended up dying due to a heart attack. Thus, we can conclude that it's a very ironic story, as he wanted to have his death in England, but he ended up dying in China, which is what he did not want, and thus it's very ironic. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon. I am Ghafoor. Let's see the story, The Seventh Bullet by H.H. Munro. In the story, there was a superstitious woman named Penny Throne who owns 7 hens. She believes that 6 hens lay eggs with a special message that predict future events. However, she never gets an egg from the 7th bullet. It makes her a bad woman. So, by this incident, she become irrational and fearfully. This story shows how the people can be superstitious and thinking negative instead of thinking logical and positive thinking. Yeah. By connection to the SDG-10, the SDG-10 aims to reduce inequality within and among countries. This story highlights inequality in social attitudes and thinkings. Then Mrs. Penny Throne's attitudes and arrogance and superstitious mindset show how ignorance and social hierarchy can lead the unfair judgment of other people. And it suggests that need for equal understanding, fairness and rationality to reduce the inequality caused by ignorance and discrimination and etc. Yeah, thank you. was a woman named Penny Throne who have a 7 hands. She believes that 6 hands lay eggs.
Can't hear you. There was a woman
Who had a 7 hands.
7.
Hen. She believes that 6 hens lay eggs with special effects that predict future events. However, she never gets an egg from the 7th pullet. It becomes a bad omen. So by this incident, her act become irrational and fearful.
Puller means?
That means 7th egg.
Puller means 7th.
Yeah, 7th one. 7th one, right?
I don't know. You have to tell me puller means what. The title of the story is the 7th puller. Tell me the meaning of puller. I didn't understand. Have you looked into the meaning of the word? You did a story and you don't know the meaning.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. Can I expect a little bit of silence from you people? Thank you. So good afternoon everyone. My name is Ritika Devnath. My registration number is 41. So let me ask you a question. If a person lies and their lie make people happy, do you still think it's wrong? No. Yes, it's not wrong. For me, it's not wrong. So, in this story, The Liar, by Mukraj Anand, we meet a man like that. A poor low-caste shikari or a hunter named Lapu, who lives in a very small Indian village. So he lives in a very small Indian village. He's a short, thin, dark-skinned man with bright eyes that shine when he talks. So he tells stories which are usually not the truth, but his lies, it does come from a very creative heart. And the children loves his stories. But people look down on him because he comes from a very low caste family and all. Then we have the narrator who is a young boy. He loves Labu. He admires him a lot and follow him everywhere. He wants to become like him in future. Then it is the narrator's mother. She's a very sweetheart woman. She does not mock Labu, but she shows sympathy on him. Then it is the Subedar. Subedar is the father of the young boy, that is the narrator. He's a high caste man. So he mocks Labu a lot. He does not like Labu and he looks down on him. He actually represents the prejudice and the inequality that exists in the village actually. So what happens in the story is that, here you can see Labu, very dark-skinned man, short, thin. So he's telling stories to all of the children here sitting, and among them there's the narrator who listens very carefully and with full attention and excitement. Here he tells the stories with wild stories and everything about the sahibs and all. Those stories are made up stories, but the children, they think that it's a real story. Even the narrator thinks that it's a real story. But one day what happened, Subedar, with his high caste friends, he was mocking about Labu. He told that Labu is a liar. It's all because of jealousy, but still he is from a low caste, so of course he hates Labu. And the narrator, he heard them. He got very disheartened because he loves Labu. He thought that what happened, how could Labu become a liar? So, influenced by his father, he went to Labu and he called him a liar.
He told him, "You are a liar, you are not a good person. You lied to me every time. You lied every story that you have told me." And Labu got disheartened because Labu thought that, oh, this guy loves me a lot. And so he left the village only. And many years later, even the narrator, after telling him, he regretted a lot. He thought that why I told him like that. So he felt very lonely without Labu. Many years later, Labu returned and the narrator got happy, excited. He went to Labu and he told him, he apologized to him about what he said. And after many years, Labu, he came injured. He was very old as well. So the narrator asked Labu, "What happened to your leg?" So again, Labu, with his full of expression and excitement, he again told a story which is also a lie. He told how he fought with a giant devil ram in Nepal and got his leg injured. And then the narrator knew that he's telling a lie, but still he felt nice after hearing his stories after a long time. So he understands that Labu tells these kind of stories to feel respected in the society because people do not respect him as he belongs from a low caste. So he tells these stories so that people will respect him and show a little bit of respect only. So the connection to the SDG 10. The connection it is that it's based on caste-based equality, where people look down on Labu, even though he is so talented. He has a hunting skill, and also he tells very nice stories. But still, people look down on him just because he's from a low caste. That is what the connection to the SDG 10 is, and also Labu gains the respect from the people through his stories, and he lives his life with imagination only. That is what the story and the connection to the SDG 10 is about. So thank you all and have a nice day.
So, good afternoon everyone, myself Jayesh, and I'm going to do my presentation on the short story The Corpse by Kamleshwar. So, this story is set in urban city where a corpse is found lying in a busy street, and the key themes of this story is social inequality, loss of humanity, and indifference of the masses. So, these are the characters, the corpse, police officers, common people and authorities. The corpse represents the ignored and marginalized people of the society. The police people are just who follow the protocols, who depend on the formalities, and the common people who gather at the corpse due to the curiosity and something. The authorities who who are more focused on the procedures and formalities to clear the corpse. So the story is a corpse is found lying in a busy street with common people who are looking at it with curiosity, but no one knows who the man is or how he died. The police come there to handle the situation, try to clear up the crowd. Even though there is a lot of crowd, no one comes up to claim the body or show genuine concern towards the corpse. So, after some period of time, the corpse is being taken away, unnamed and unnoticed. So, this shows how the marginalized people of the society, who are poor, who are vulnerable population of the society, are being unnoticed and who are not given the equal social inclusion in this society. So, the conclusion which Kamleshwar tries to say from this story is that regardless of whether being poor or rich, everyone in the society should be given the dignity, self-respect, and emotion, sympathy, and empathy they should be given. He emphasized the readers for he emphasized the importance of the reduced inequalities in the society and the connection to SDG 10. So yeah, the connection to SDG 10 is that how the corps represents the marginalized people of the society and how they are being neglected of their social inclusion in the society. Thank you.
Very good. Again, I have a problem with your slide.
Good afternoon everyone, it's Niranjana here and I'm going to explain the story Young King and how it relates to SDG 10 which is reducing inequalities. The theme of the story revolves around compassion over luxury and how real beauty is born. And it's not about, it's like how the peasants are living in very poor conditions and the luxurious are just enjoying their life by taking advantage of the poor. So the story begins when the grandfather, who is the old king, who discovers that the young king was a son and he was a royal heir, but he was actually the son of a peasant and a royal noble person. So when the grandfather discovers that he's of royal blood and the coronation was coming closer, they said that he was a royal heir and then he would be coronated the next day. And when he was taken in, he was like exposed to a lot of luxury, so he liked that very much. So he demanded the greatest of luxuries of all time, like the best robe and the crown filled with so many jewels, and also with so much decoration, a scepter. So when he demanded that, he had many dreams before the coronation day. On the night before the coronation, he had 3 dreams, which changed his perspective on everything. So the first dream was when a peasant died weaving the robe that he was demanding for. So he was shocked and then he woke up and then he didn't like that. And then he went back to sleep again. But then again he had a dream of how the diver died diving for a pearl that he was asking for the crown. And then in the next dream, he saw that the miner was beaten to death for getting the gold for the scepter, and he was horrified by all these events. And then on the day of the coronation, he decided that he would not be wearing all of those luxurious things that was brought from torturing normal peasants and the poor. This story, like it brings to light the vast divide between how the poor are living and how the rich are living, like luxuriously without having a care of what the peasants go through every single day. And they don't mind their burdens and hurdles and all that in their everyday life. And so after that, he goes to the cathedral, everyone mocks him. But then, since it is a fictional story, it is portrayed that he's blessed by angels and he is the angel. And so this story directly connects to SDG 10, reducing inequalities, the way that he decided on wearing simple shepherd clothes on the day of his coronation shows how he wanted to reduce all those inequalities and he was paying homage to all the suffering that the people were going through when he asked for all of those luxurious stuff. And this act of his symbolized what true kingsmanship was, and it is built upon empathy and fairness. Thank you. And, the PPT has like the key points of all the characters and what the divers and the poor peasants had to go through.
Would you like to explain this? Yeah, I explained it. So how Weaver dies weaving the robe? That
He will be dying of exhaustion. When he was weaving the robe without food and proper care for his health and all that, he will die of exhaustion. And the pearl diver will drown because he will be going down and up again and again. Short of breath, he'll bleed from his nose and ears because of the pressure difference. And then finally, he will find the right pearl, but then at the end, unfortunately, he dies. And then the slave, he would be searching for the best ruby and gold. And then when he's searching for that, he'll be whipped continuously. And after all that, he also dies of exhaustion.
and how these characters are related to the air.
Yeah, since he asked for the crown, the scepter, and the robe for his coronation, they were supposed to make it for him. And then in his dream, he sees how much he has suffered. So then he realizes that there is a vast gap between the unequal divide between the poor and the rich. So he will realize it, and then he'll wear normal shepherd's clothes.
Why did you miss out on
I said that.
No.
I said it when I was explaining how it connected to the SDG.
So, hey guys, I'm gonna give a short review on the story The Signature. So what's this story about? This story is basically about the conflict between arrogant people who are higher ups and lower class people. So the characters. So the first and our main character is Subramaniam, and he is an educated clerk at the bank. And the second character would be Nava, who is a rich and entitled person who has a higher position in the and values. And the bank manager, in reality, which it represents the modern institution. So what's this story? So this story is about Subramaniam, and he has to take a loan. For this procedure, he requires a signature from Nawab, and Nawab refuses to sign this, because he treats Subramaniam as a lower caste person, and just to flex his power. So. And the bank manager sees all of this. Subramaniam being humiliated and waiting hours patiently. The bank manager then tells him that you don't really need a signature from Nawab for this loan to get approved, and gives him a stamp, which also acts as a way to get the loan approved. So, what is the story tells us? Okay. How it's related to SDG 10. So, in this story, you can see how fairness is broken down. He actually didn't need a signature, right? So, the bank manager, which represents our government, they are willing to break down the rich, poor people. They would rather break down the rich people than try to break inequality. So, giving people in poverty more preference, they try to compensate for the inequality. Thank you.
Hello everyone, Nandana here. So today I'm going to talk about the short story Nostalgia by Bharati Mukherjee. So at some point of time, everyone would have felt something called nostalgic feeling. So now I'll be explaining you how the character in this felt that and how it is connected to our SDG. First, the theme of the story is nostalgic and identity crisis that beautifully explains about the emotion of the immigrants who lives far away from their motherland. So they feel two kind of emotions. So the first thing, the feeling of missing their motherland, and second, they're adapting to their new life. So about the characters, the main character is Dr. Mani Patel. He's a psychiatric doctor. He's basically rich and successful, but he feels lonely and was not able to adapt to the culture. He's basically immigrant from India but resident in New York. And second is the young Indian lady who made it feel the feel of nostalgic. And other are minor characters, the colleagues of the doctor. So now let me move on to the summary. So one day after a hectic shift in his clinic, when Dr. Mani Patel went for a walk, he passed through an Indian restaurant called New Taj Mahal, where he saw an Indian lady. At that point, he felt something new, and he started missing his homeland. He started missing the past life that he led in India, his friends, his culture, all that. So this is the simple story, and where the topic nostalgia is justified. That after seeing a person that belongs to us, he suddenly felt the past life that he was living. So now how it is connected to our STG. Our STG is inequality. Basically, no one treated him in a wrong way or something like that, but he felt that he does not belong to this particular place. And so, irrespective of the culture, race, language, everyone must be treated equally. He must felt that because the people around him would have not included them in their group. So this is how it is connected. And as conclusion, equality is not only about love, rich and successful. It's about the love and respect that we show to different culture of people, different variety. The acceptance of different kind of people also comes under equality. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Darshan. I am here to explain Unwanted by Rabindranath Tagore. So the characters involved here are Kiranmai, Neelakantha, Sharath and Satish and Madhuranga. So summary of the story is like Kiran and her husband, they both rescue the poor orphan boy during a storm named Neelakantha, and Kiran shows more care and love towards Neelakantha, and Neelakantha becomes more attached to Kiran, so that they become when Kiran's brother-in-law comes to house, Kiran shows more love towards brother-in-law, so Neelakantha becomes emotionally neglected and he feels unwanted. Then when a day comes, Satish, who is the brother-in-law of Kiran, his instant goes missing in the house, and everyone were suspecting Neelakantha by showing social prejudice because they have no proof, and because he is showing class difference, they were suspecting Neelakantha, and because of this Neelakantha runs away from the house. So when how this is connected to STG then is everyone should be emotional, like everyone should be treated in a fair way and with dignity, so that everyone gets
Everybody gets more.
Oh, everybody gets fairness and with the dignity way that everyone will be treated. No one should be treated like with class difference. No one should be
Hi, myself Joshua. Hi, myself Joshua Ekman, and this is my story, Only a Dog by Kalindi Saran Panagiri. A summary of the story. Only a Dog. There are two characters in the story, and it's
Punya and her dog Polia. Punya is a elderly woman who is extremely poor and extremely poor widow. She is abandoned in her village. Polia and her only companion is Bolia, and he shows her loyal and starving dog.
Backbenchers, what are they? They're disturbing you. Who? Can you name?
And Bolia got from this side also.
This side.
Bolia is a very loyal dog with a starving. Even in starving, he is more loyal, and her only companion is Bolia. The story's climax is tragic climax is when Bolia dies. Punya is exposed to the cruel world, which she has no companion. No companion to the human, exposed to the indifference of the human community. The connection to the SDG number 10, or SDG number 10 is reduced inequalities, then which connects is like the main plot is structure of inequality and failure of social inclusion. The dog's unwavering loyalty serves a harsh, most critical condition. The community, which exposes the necessity of companion.
Okay. Who faces inequality? Which character?
Punya.
How? And why?
Like the other one.
No, it's okay. You talk. Don't show me the keyword. You tell me how he faces inequality. In what sense?
Like other in the village have a companion for themselves, but Punya has no one. She has only a dog, and the dog size and the reducing it relates to.
Okay, on what basis she has been facing inequality? Like you said that nobody is her companion. Why they are not becoming her companion? Reason? Because of the caste, because of the gender, because of what?
Because of the gender and the caste, and because of her old elderly age, they are not allowing.
Because of what? The thought?
Elderly age.
Because of her elderly age. Because of her elderly age, nobody was becoming her companion.
Yeah.
Have you read the story? People will not become friends just because you are old.
Yeah, they are under caste because she is poor.
Because of the caste and because of the status. Correct? Not because of the fact because she was old. Correct? Okay. Yes, take. Am I coming in the middle? Should I go?
No, not.